Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of my Minecraft survival series. And today I will be making a TNT farm. TNT is definitely one of the most useful items. It is useful for collecting resources such as sand, ancient debris, and wood. It's also good for destroying other mobs. In order to make gunpowder, you need sand and gunpowder. As you can see, I have more than enough gunpowder from my creeper farm at my industrial district. I have 10 layers on this bad puppy and it shoots out more than enough gunpowder for all my needs. The problem is I need sand. That can be solved easily by making a sand duper at an end portal, which I found right here. For convenience purposes, I want to make the creeper farm at the same location as the sand farm down here. For that creeper farm, I want to be the biggest and baddest one possible. So this area you see marked out here needs to get all mined out so that I can put a creeper farm down at bedrock level where they spawn faster, along with the sand duper. The first part of mining out this area is a little bit of arson. The fire took care of most of that, but there's still a few floating logs, so let's get rid of those. Now that that's all cleaned up, time to get rid of this water. To do that, all I need are a ton of sponges and my trusty hoe. Lastly, I'll need a ton of gravel and some sand. Now that we're all equipped, let's get to it. I'm not sure if you all noticed, but there was a thunderstorm partway through the draining process. And from that excursion we got one creeper head, a skeleton, and 2 zombies. And now that it was all drained out, we're on to the third phase, which is getting the redstone components for the TNT dupers. My redstone shulker was not enough supplies, so got some more slime. There also weren't enough observers, so we're off to the nether to gather some more. There we go. Let me build these TNT dupers real quick here. I forgot one ingredient. Luckily, there's a coral reef right here to get the coral fans. We'll see if I can get it right this time. We're just going to place the rail right there with the minecart, and let's hope it didn't blow up, so that's promising. So now all the TNT dupers are built and ready to go, but This mountain right here needs to go. Let's get them rolling. How about this guy? Okay, we're back for take 2. Let's see if I fixed it. And it looks like it actually worked. Now we got number 2 on its way. It appears it's already happened. We found a huge little pocket of water. So, guess we gotta drain all this. We finally got the upper cave sorted out and drained, but there's still a whole lot more to go. It is all drained out as well, and there is one last floor to this water park, and hopefully it should be finished. And now the 3rd floor is fully drained, and I actually found a diamond in the process, so that's a win. But the plot thickens, and there's more, with a little bit of spice, with some lava, and of course more water. Oh, here we go. Got some more diamonds. All the water down here is removed, so time to move on to the lava. And there's a few different ways we can go about it. There's just using gravel or sand to block it up, but that's a little bit slow. So if I just take normal buckets, it goes a whole lot faster. I also have a crazy OP iron farm back at spawn, running constantly, so I have quite the iron supply built up. Found a little diamond poking through the lava. We have finally done it. This is where the lava started. So all the way down there was filled, on this side also, and a little bit back here. So I've been at this for a bit. For example, I probably crafted maybe 10 to 20 buckets before this, and now we're sitting at 11,900 craft. So let's hope there's no more lava, and at least you got 22 diamonds. No more messing around. Let's get these machines rolling. You best believe I'll be gathering resources during this time though. And looky what I found here, just in time before the TNT duper got all of them. After draining that whole cavern, I really don't mind these small little caverns hidden inside. Come on, Big Chongus, you gotta run, you can't fight the TNT. Oh, well, he learned the hard way. I just accidentally died to the TNT, so let's see if my stuff is still down there. As you can see, I don't have my netherite armor or elytra anymore, so let's go fix that real quick. I've got to get out of this hole, though, somehow. Now the question is, how do I get back to my platform? Let's mine up some logs. Hopefully that should be enough wood. In hindsight, I probably shouldn't have put my main hub for operations in the middle of nowhere. So now I can eat and actually not starve to death. So first, my netherite armor is gone, but that can be fixed real quick. You know, just a casual block of netherite just sitting around inside of my goodies box over here. Chuck them into the crafting table, and we should be back in operation. Had a spare pickaxe, both a fortune and silk touch, ready to be replaced. Need my axe back as well. Get kitted back up with my totem, and in order to get my elytra, I'm going to need to go back to Nastrom, so let's shut off these machines first. One thing that I'm learning is that my world isn't the kindest to people without Elytra, because, I mean, at least this place, the sheer scale, seems like you're walking forever just to get to the main hub inside there. Once you're even inside of the castle, there's quite a few floors you have to walk through. And here is my replacement Elytra. Jump out my Peter Pan window and fly back down to the prison, where I have a sugarcane farm and a slow creeper farm. Apparently a little bit too slow. Luckily I have enough gunpowder stored, but the most important piece of equipment I did lose is of course the super hoe. And just like that, she's back to her full glory as a netherite super hoe. The loss that hurt the most though is the stacks of sponges I had on me. I had 5 to begin with, but luckily I had 2 stacks in the furnaces drying, so we aren't completely out of action. The rest of this shouldn't take any time at all. Here's some more diamonds. And here we are with the full top layer mined out, and it's looking honestly kind of insane down here. All the destruction feel and just kind of vacant void area right here. And found some neat areas while I was mining it out. I mean, down here there's a big lush cave that leads down into a huge magma lake, which luckily I didn't have to clear out. And also, the spawner over here barely survived the blast of the TNT, which is kind of neat. Hey there, buddy. And also just kind of a weird feeling is that the area that I cleared out earlier that had water completely in it, here's the 3rd floor of it, and down here is where I cleared out all the lava. This view right here honestly shows the destruction the best. The sheer scale of this is kind of mind-boggling. I mean, it took about 8 to 10 hours to mine out just this top layer. So before I move on to the second, it's time for the halftime show. If you haven't guessed yet or are new to the channel, it's Axolotl racing time. So at a random order, in lane 1 we got the pink one, lane 2 is yellow, 3 is brown, 4 is white, and 5 is the rare blue one. Today I'm feeling like white's feeling fast. Put your guess in the comments and we will see who wins. So just one flick of the lever and he's going. Blue looks promising, but he is stuck in there. It looks like yellow and brown have tied. We also have a spectator over here. Let's take our 2 tied winners and get rid of the losers. So now competing for the grand finals, we have brown in the middle lane, lane 3, and in lane 2, our yellow one. Let's see who comes out victorious today. Brown has a slow start, yellow is streaking down the track, and he easily takes the win. And let's take our winner, label him yellow for race 4, and put him in the Hall of Fame. And we will be continuing this for each episode, so stay tuned for those. And let's get right back. To start the second layer's removal, I'll need to put some TNT dupers over here. The final thing to do is to send them on their way. The only concern I have is the flying machine might hit the side of the pit. I just had to speak too soon. Let's see if I can give it a little bit of a jump start. Apparently that actually works. Now that the first one's working, let's get the other 2 rolling. All the machines are rolling now, so this should take no time at all. A big upside to mining out this whole area is finding a bunch of diamonds, but I've got to be quick because the machine is gaining on me. Bro, I know you're trying to sell me some stuff and make the big emeralds, but this is not the best working environment for you. And here we are with the completely mined out area for the farm. All the bulk of it is mined out already, but as you can see down here, there's still some of the stubborn deep slate that didn't want to explode. So I put 1, 2, 3, and 4 to clean up the rest of the perimeter. In the meantime though, let's take a look at all the ores that I mined. For the basic ores, got a ton of lapis, and then a good decent amount of copper, a little bit of redstone, and not really much of the others. But what everybody's been waiting for is all the diamonds. And here they are. Got basically 9 stacks of ore in itself, so let's go mine it up and see how many blocks we get. My elytra is screaming for dear life, so let's hope we can make it over to this ledge. And we did. This tower is looking insanely ridiculous. That's a lot of diamonds. Elytra is still holding on, and hopefully with all these it will be healed up. Took me an entire day to mine that whole stack, and the grand total 2 stacks and basically a half. So we almost got a full beacon from this area right here. The bottom of the perimeter is now all bombed out and cleaned up, so it's time to build the sand duper, which can be made fairly easily considering we got brown mushrooms right here. Actually, scratch the brown mushrooms, those are trash because they grow into this shape. I need the red mushroom, and with the red mushrooms I can get rid of the end portal frame. You did the thing wrong, mushroom. Take 2. And there we go, it finally worked. The end portal frame is gone. Now we just need to do that to the other sides. And here is the finished portal frame. And with this portal frame, I'm going to make the sand duper, just like so. Didn't take too long at all. Over here is the chunk loader, so let's get her rolling. And activate all of the sand dupers on the overworld side. On this side, all the sand is streaming in, as can be seen down here. There is never going to be a problem with sand ever again. Logically, the next problem to solve is gunpowder. So let's make a layout of the plan. The location of the 4 nodes are laid out. Let's start by building the storage system. So now from the sand duper down into the storage room, we have all the storage that we could ever need. And now that the storage is built, time to work on the transportation in between the nodes and the storage room. So the way to transport the items from each of the nodes to the storage starts with building a platform, then building the dispensers to drop the items, then the tubes leading back to the storage need to get built. And then do that for the rest of the other nodes. With the piping all done now, onto the spawn platforms. For that, I'm going to need a lot of stone, which we have. Also, a bunch of spruce, which we also have. And the last big ticket item needed is sand, which luckily, we have a sand farm now. From all that sand, I need to get glass. But luckily, I have a 64 stack super smelter at my industrial district. And it gets spit out real quick. All that's left for me to do is to take all the sand, chuck it in this chest, and just sit and watch. Now with all the glass smelted up, time to go to the amethyst farm and convert all this glass into tinted glass. I went through all my reserves, so time to go farming again. All mined out now, and they're stacked with tinted glass. Now that all the resources are gathered up, it's time to start with the construction of the farm. So first, let's make the kill area. Now let's make the water collection for the mobs to get carried over here. Now I just need to build the clock and the spawn platforms. So there's a slight problem where there's a bunch of spiders spawning also in the farm. And then also in this gap left for the water to come out, other mobs spawn there. The only thing I need is more cats. Well, here's our clouder of cats. Come on guys, you gotta get up. Down to the basement. So I only lost 2 cats, so I consider that a success. All the cats are bred up now, so it's time to load them into the farm. With all the cats in, I need to put trapdoors on the sides so the creepers can fall off. So I did some testing, which I probably should have done a little bit beforehand. So the creepers spawn here, they get scared, but they don't walk off the edge, even when the platform is made much shorter and trapdoors are added on the ends of it. So the fix is undoing everything I've done with the cats and instead move the dispensers down 1 block so that I don't need to worry about the gaps right here, 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 and here. That sounds good in theory, but as you can see here, it shouldn't be working like this. It works fine on the lower level, but as you go up, each of them gets a little bit more feedback from the receding water. Okay, foolproof plan this time. Hopefully the last one. So we're going to remove these guys right here, and instead of having spawnable blocks below them, it's going to be glass so mobs can't spawn. Actually need to change these to tinted glass because the redstone does give off light. Space the glass out through the entire platform so spiders can no longer spawn. Now we can place our dispenser and load it with the water, and it looks like the farm is actually working, minus the part that spiders are actually spawning still. So I'm thinking this block right here is the culprit of the problem. So the spiders are extremely resilient and are still spawning. The main reason I don't like this is because, as you can see, they clog up the base at the bottom. So my solution is we are making a checker pattern everywhere. And if this doesn't work, I'm out of solution. Checkerboard pattern was added to each layer, and spiders still have found their way into the farm. So I think this method should work. I put a little bit more spacing and instead put pillars instead of just glass blocks on the ground. So hopefully spider spawning should be limited. Against all odds, it appears it actually is working. I just see creepers down there. Now with the farm working, it's time to add the tinted glass on this side so that it works during the day. And here it is, all finished up, looking nice and fancy, with all those creepers in there just streaming in. And the rates here actually aren't too bad. It's about 3,240 gunpowder per hour So that would be about 10 stacks of TNT every hour. So that's not quite fast enough. So we'll do this farm 1, 2, and 3 more times real quick now. And here we are with the completely finished creeper farm, looking nice and sick with the green coloring on it. And this took quite a bit of time. If you do plan on building with tinted glass, you're going to be sitting at a geode waiting for them to grow, like watching paint dry. But it is totally worth it because these glass windows look totally sick and I can look into the farm without it not working. Now, aside from just looking completely awesome, it is actually extremely functional. In the time I was building the farm, I got all these shulkers of gunpowder. So that either means the farm is extremely fast or I'm extremely slow at building. So to prove which one that is, I'm going to AFK for half an hour and see how much we can get. The 30 minutes are up and let's see what we got. Oh my gosh. This all adds up to 5,500 in the 30 minutes. So that means this farm can get 11,000 gunpowder in an hour. This farm was definitely a little bit of overkill. Now that the farm is all built and working amazingly, it's time to make the center look a little more jazzy. And jazzed up it is. The center has been turned into the control central for this nuclear creeper reactor, with all the pipes running their fuel into the center where it's processed and turned into the nuclear fuel, stored in the vat in the middle that's pumped up to this gun to fight off any outside invaders that may come to try to take my gunpowder. And with all this gunpowder stored up and ready to go, we will put it to good use in the next episode. This was an amazingly fun project that had lots of different components and came together for an amazingly cool build. Thank you all for joining me, and I'll catch you all next time. Post-episode Nahan here. If you did enjoy today's episode, do consider subscribing so that you don't miss future content, and I'll catch you all next time. Goodbye.